Okay, continue the lesson. So, previous class we are discussing about what are the merits of the democracy. Democracy merits. We are discussing about the merits, nearly 7 merits of the democracy, like responsibility, equality, sense of responsibility, local self-government, development and prosperity, popular sovereignty, sense of cooperation, everything we have discussed. Now, we are going to discuss demerits of the democracy. We have some merits as well as we have some demerits. நம்மளுக்கு சில நன்மைகளும் இருக்குது டெமோக்ரஸியால். Similarly, we have some demerits also. அதில் சில தீமைகளும் இருக்கிறது. The first one, indirect or representative nature of democracy. Sometimes democracy, the MLA or MP, they are dominated. Representative only dominated in democracy. So it is one of the drawbacks, that means the demerits of the democracy. The second one, lack of interest in the democratic process means the lower turnout of the election. Lack of interest in the democratic process. In democratic process, the people not interest. Means the lower turnout of the election. So often election will conduct. அடிக்கடி மக்கள் என்ன பண்ண மக்கள் the people not confident on the government, so that the people not interested in the democracy, again and again they conduct some election. மக்கள் என்ன திரும்ப திரும்ப எலெக்ஷன் நடக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இங்கே இருக்குது. Because that the representative not favor of the people, not welfare of the people, I mean it is possible. So it is one of the demerits of the democracy. Third one, instability in government due to the fractured mandate. Sometimes instability, government நிலையா இருக்குது because they not support by others. Some not they not getting good majority, proper majority not get, means during that time the government not stability one, instability government one. So again we want to conduct the election, mean it need a more expensive, more income needed. So the government face a lot of expensive problem. So that is another demerits in the democracy. But in the queen or king, once they order, the people want to obey. In theocracy means the religious creed are given any order, the people want to obey. And there is no changes. But in the democracy, it's not possible. So it lead to the instability of the government. The last one, delay in decision making process. Delay in decision making in democracy. For example, now the COVID-19 spread all over India, all over the world, So if we take any action to control the COVID-19, mean the prime minister or chief minister, wherever, they consult with his colleagues, that means other department minister. It takes some time or delay, then finally they are facing the problem. But in other type of the government, they won't consult with any other. Immediately they take action. That means by individually take any action. Okay, but in democracy, prime minister consult with the other cabinet minister, other important minister. In state level, the chief minister can discuss with the ministers and the MLA. So it take more delay, and that means take more time. Then finally they are facing the problem only. So this is the demerits of the democracy. When they take any kind of the democracy, mean they are facing this kind of the problem, like representative may be dominate, lack of interest in democratic process, instability of the government, and sometimes the delay in the decision making process. This is the demerits of the democracy. So merits over, then demerits also over. Now we are going to see democracy in India. இந்தியாவில் டெமோக்ரஸி எப்படி இருந்தது அதை பற்றி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். லெட்ஸ் கண்டினியூ த லெசன். கமான். India has parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of democracy. Already I told you, forms of the democracy form of the government. One is the parliament, another one the presidential form. India followed or has parliamentary form of the democracy. Parliamentary means that Indian parliament comprises the elected representative of the people and make the law of the people. Indian parliament member, those are elected by the people. That such member, that means parliament member only makes law for our country. The participation of the people in the decision making and constant citizen, two important elements of the parliamentary form of government. The participation of the people in the election decision making in the parliamentary form of the government, who is the very important elements, mean people. Next one, and the constant citizen are two important elements. Okay, people participation of people decision making and then constant citizen, those are important elements of the parliamentary form of the government. Okay, look at this picture. In the Parliament of India, look at this structure. Now we are going to see next topic. Listen, what is the topic? India is the largest democratic country in the world. When you compare with any country in the world, India only has largest country in the world. Democracy in India works five basic principles. In India, how the democracy working with the five principles. எப்படி இந்தியாவில் democracy work ஆகுதுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா five basic principles. These are sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. So these are five principles. With the help of the five principles, Indian democracy functioning or works. First one, sovereign, இறையாண்மை, socialist, சமதர்ம, secular, மதச்சார்பற்ற, democratic, மக்களாட்சி, republic, குடியரசு. So this is the five principles of the Indian democracy work. Every person who is citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age cannot exercise the vote in India. Beginning, I already told you, in India every citizen, a male or female or irrespective of any side, if you are attained 18 or 18 years above, you can write to select the your representative. 18 வயதோ 18 வயதுக்கு மேலே இருந்தாலும் என்ன பண்ண உங்களுடைய பிரதிநிதிகள், that means maybe you may elect your MLA or MP. So this is the Indian procedure. The Indian voting age based on universal adult suffrage, that means வயது வந்தோர் வாக்குரிமை. That is the Indian voting age based on universal adult suffrage. There is no discrimination based on the person. You are 18 years only attained or 18 years. There is no discrimination like caste. It may be only Hindu, he or she, and Hindu, sorry, MBC, BC, OBC, don't divide. And creed is a male or female or a religion, Hindu, Muslim, region, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and gender, male or female, educated, uneducated, and then rich and poor. So don't discriminate for voting when it comes providing the right to vote. So without discrimination, each and every citizen of India has right to vote. If you are attained 18 or 18 years, 18 வயசுக்கு மேலே முடித்திருந்தா உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஓட்டு உரிமை இருக்குது. எந்த வித வேறுபாடு இல்லை. அவனை எந்த பேஸ் பண்ணி, அவனை ஜாதி பேஸ் பண்ணியோ அல்லது கேஸ்டோ ரிலீஜனோ அல்லது ஜெண்டரோ எஜுகேஷன் பேஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம அவன் என்ன பண்ண, not neglected, not permitted. Each and every citizen, they have right to vote. Okay. Next, another talk, before go to the topic, we want to know the one information. What is the information? Already I told you beginning of the lesson, Parliament. Already you had, saw the picture Parliament. The Parliament House in India was designed by British architect Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Packer in 1912-1930. You know the Indian Parliament, you know the design, the Indian Parliament designed by British architect. ஆங்கிலேய ஆர்கிடெக்சர் தான் அதை டிசைன் பண்ணாங்க இந்தியன் பார்லிமெண்ட்டை. The two person are architect. One is that Edwin Lutyens, another one Herbert Packer. Herbert Packer. The two person are designed Indian Parliament in the year 1912 and 1913. 1912-13 அதை பண்ணாங்க. But Indian Parliament construction work started 1921. Indian Parliament கட்டதுக்கான இயர் எப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் ஆனால் 1921 it started and ended 1927. 21 it started and it ended 1927. Nearly 6 years it taken. Okay, this is the information about the Indian Parliament. Indian Parliament designed by two British architecture. One is the Edwin Lutyens, another one Herbert Packers. The year 1912 and 1930 they are designed. Then the construction work started 1921. Then its construction work ended in 1927, I said, So this is the information about the Indian Parliament. Next, another important topic, election in India. Election in India. Listen. India has a cozy federal government with elected representatives at the federal, state and the local level. India follows the federal type of the government. That means India following three level of the government. The federal government, that means central government, state government and local government. India following three type of the government. India மூன்று வகையான அரசாங்க முறைகளை ஃபாலோ பண்ணுது. மத்திய அரசாங்கம், மாநில அரசாங்கம் and உள்ளாட்சி அரசாங்கம். That is the federal government, state government. Federal means central government, state government and local levels. General election are conducted in India. General election conducted by Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India. India election, general election conducted. Actually, this is located in New Delhi. Okay, Indian general election. Most of the India election conducted by Indian Election Commission only. Okay, at the national level, the President of India appointed Prime Minister. And the last central level, Prime Minister of India appointed Prime Minister. Prime Minister only appointed President appointed the Prime Minister and other minister. Actually, who are the Prime Minister? Yaar the Prime Minister? He was the majority of the Lok Sabha member. He was the majority of the Lok Sabha member. That means Lok Sabha means lower house of the parliament. Lower of the, that means people house. So this is the detail about the election in India. India, what are the level of the government we are following? Three level of the government we are following. One is the federal government, state government and the local government. I told you, in India election, that means general election, that 5 years once in the election conducted by Election Commission of India with a free and fair manner. On the national level, who is the first head? President. The president appoints the prime minister and the other minister. Then who is the prime minister? Prime minister is the majority of the Lok Sabha member. Among the Lok Sabha member, they are elected one person as a prime minister. Such person is elected from the parliament, lower house. Okay, this is the election in India. I told you. Okay, so what are the topic we are discussing? First, demerits of the democracy. We are discussing nearly 4 points. Then democracy in India. India follow the parliamentary form of the government. Who is the parliament of government? More power means people. Then next, I told them India, every citizen 18 years completed means they have a right to vote without irrespective of any problem. That means caste, religion, etc. Then next, our Indian Parliament designed by two important British person. Then which year is constructed work started and which year constructed work ended. I told you. Election in India means India three level of the government. India election conducted by Election Commission. Then everything I said so far.